Mecklenburg schools. Tonight, CMS Superintendent Dr. Crystal Hill is giving her recommendations on boundary changes at some magnet schools. This means schools could change for many students. In addition to boundary changes, there will be a report on how prepared CMS is for the first day of school. And we found out what the district is doing to increase teacher pay. Today, I spoke with the district's Executive Director of Government Affairs, Charles Jeter.
Mr. Jeter, tell me what's going to happen tonight when it comes to the comprehensive plan?
So unlike 2017, this is not a full countywide look at every boundary of every school we have. This is solely focusing on the magnet changes that the board had previously approved. So for example, Northwest School for the Arts was a 612 arts magnet. That is now being split over a 3-school process with University Park, First Ward, and Northwest becoming just a high school, a 912 program. So you've got to figure out if University Parks and First Ward is going to be a magnet school for arts, then obviously they won't have a homeschool designation anymore. And so for those students that were assigned to First Ward or these others, you have to give them an opportunity to know where they're going to go to school. So that's frankly what we're doing here, is setting the boundaries for those schools that are either adding a magnet, impacted by a magnet being added, or losing a magnet school.
Yeah. So tonight's meeting, what should parents expect and what should parents do in order to make sure that they, be fully aware and all of the advantages that their child can have when it comes to attending magnets?
Well, the good thing about tonight's just the presentation of the superintendent's recommendation. There is no vote tonight. There's going to be a public hearing on this at our meeting on August the 27th, 2 weeks from today. So I certainly would encourage family members, students, members of the public who have any desire to weigh in on this with the board to sign up for the August 27th public hearing.
All of the recommendations are geared so that each student can have the best possibility, the best opportunity when it comes to education and to what they're interested in. Can you just talk about that the recommendations are solely with the child first? Is that correct to say?
And so I've been at CMS a long time now, and every decision that we always try to make is in the best interest of our student body. This is no different. It's hard to make decisions that satisfy everybody. We're not naive to the education political world that is enveloped over the last 4 or 5 years. I have full faith and confidence in the board to make a decision of what they think will help the most students.
Is there anything that you can tell me about the back to school report that the superintendent is going to give, like how many teacher vacancies, anything like that?
We have 96% of our teacher classroom positions filled, which means I guess a 4% vacancy rating, as my South Carolina math works out. We have to be cognizant of the fact that, last year statewide, we lost 11.5% of our teachers. Over 11,000 teachers left the profession for the 23-24 school year. And so that's a critical need. Right now, we're fortunate that we have 96% fill. But what that means is we sit here 13 days before the first day of school, 4% of our teaching spots are vacant. And that's not good enough, frankly. And it's through no fault of our own. We're doing everything we can. It's also why we've launched the Stop the North Carolina Teacher Pay Cut campaign today. The board has put that out there and trying to make sure that when the General Assembly goes back into session on September 9th, that they actually issue a teacher pay raise that will exceed inflation. As it is right now, the teacher pay raise that the General Assembly is authorized from a year and a half ago is 3%. It's below inflation, and functionally our teachers are going to get a pay cut. And so if we don't work on those type of things, then that teacher vacancy rate, which is now at 96%, is going to be a much uglier number this time next year.
Now we want to let you know that the board will vote tonight whether or not to change the location of Pace Academy from Waddell High School to Garinger High School. This involves about 89 families. That school helps students with low English proficiency.